You're back with the crossover with Marlon Jones and Armon Williams.
All right, welcome back to the crossover with Marlon and Armon. KDUS 1060 brought to you by Western States Plumbing and AC, where members receive 2 annual maintenance visits as well as up to 20% off repairs and new systems. Call today, 480-712-8908. And be sure and follow us on our fan pages on Facebook and YouTube channel. You can follow us at the crossover 1060. Again, that's at the crossover 1060. All right, I wanted to go ahead and jump right into this next segment. And we're talking about the Diamondbacks collapse, the recent collapse, pretty much since the month of July. It's what started out a trend is now just an absolute avalanche. So they lost again last night to the San Diego Padres in their series, their first of several against the Padres. And I'm just going to go ahead and real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at the batting lineups and just kind of give you the statistics from last night to show you how much of a slide they're on. Okay, last night, Ketel Marte was 2 for 4. All right, it's not bad. He batted about 500. Carroll, 0 for 3. Fam's a new acquisition that they got from the Mets, 1 for 4. All right, Walker, 1 for 3. Gurriel Jr., 0 for 3. Rivera, 0 for 2. Peterson, he's the other acquisition they got from the Oakland Athletics, 0 for 1. Perdomo, 0 for 1. McCarthy, 0 for 2. Nick Ahmed, 0 for 4. Kelly, 1 for 3. And they lost last night 10-5. Now, they are projected to win tonight because Zach Gallen's going to be on the mound. So, but we'll see. We'll see if the problem is their bats. They don't have any pop, and that's pretty much what I projected before the season started. So go ahead.
So maybe it's just a matter of them overachieving, throughout the season and then toward the end, like right now, in the same division with the Dodgers and the Padres, with all that power and their lineup just caught up, and the Diamondbacks diamondbacked, and they are who they are. Like you said, preseason, we thought there would be something where they are now, but they completely overachieved throughout the season. I mean, there was some exciting stuff, and, they might have the Rookie of the Year in Carroll, and, but they've struggled of late.
Yeah, they've struggled over the last about month and a half now. Just to kind of give you an idea, entering July, the team, they were 50-34 and they had the lead in the NL West. And they were, leading for the majority of the season. They were leading the division. It looked like they had a strong probability of making the postseason and possibly winning the division. And who knows what would happen come postseason. But since July 1st, the Diamondbacks have had the worst record of all Major League Baseball teams. They're posting a horrendous. Well, now it's 8-24. It was 8-23 as of a couple nights ago. And over that span, they've made some trades that have not panned out. I mentioned Pham and Peterson. That have absolutely not panned out. Go ahead.
What's more surprising to you, the 50 wins at the All-Star break or the 8-24 since?
What's the most surprising to me?
Yeah,
what was the first one again?
The win, being in first place in the division.
That was a surprise to me. That because initially I projected that they weren't going to do that much. I thought that they were going to probably be one of the bottom teams in Major League Baseball, and certainly probably at the bottom, somewhere floating around where Colorado is. Because I was looking at spring baseball, and even with the split squads, what have you, I just thought that they didn't have enough pop in their bat. They just couldn't generate enough runs. So I'm looking at this team and thinking to myself that they're probably not going to be very good, and they were a little bit ahead of schedule. They were a lot ahead of schedule.
A lot.
The beginning of the season, it was kind of a little bit of fool's gold. They fooled a lot of people. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God, this is the team that we can get behind. We can back this team. This team is going to win." And that just really wasn't the case. They're starting to come back down to earth. So they far exceeded my expectations. So even if they continue to plummet, and I think they certainly will, if you look at their schedule, but yes, they far exceeded my expectations because since the trade deadline, Diamondbacks now they're 0-9. And according to FanGraphs, their playoff odds have dropped from 47.7% on July 31st to now it's probably right around 17% or maybe even a little bit below 17% after last night's game, and it will continue to drop as long as they continue to struggle. General Manager Mike Hazen, he opted for the club to be buyers at the trade deadline. So he traded for hitters Tommy Pham from the Mets, Jace Peterson from the Athletics, as well as he got Paul Sewald from the Mariners, the closer. And Pham was, as of a couple nights ago, he was 3 for 21. So Diamondback Peterson was 3 for 18, and Sewald is one opportunity for a save. He blew that save badly against the Minnesota Twins, and he had an ERA as of a couple nights ago. I don't know if it's gotten any better or worse, but as of a couple nights ago, it was 27. His ERA was 27.
Wow.
And not only that, but Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll, the team's two best hitters, they were combined 8 of 61 in August, and that was before last night's game, of course. And then Hazen didn't improve on the bullpen issues. That was probably one of their major issues concern. He really didn't address that like he needed to, and he's admitted that. So he stepped out and he's kind of fallen on the sword. But the plus or minus is the real thing, the real reason why, even when they were hot as they were, I was still kind of concerned. I was still skeptical because you look at their plus minus. Right now they're minus 26, but even when they were winning games,
right,
they had a plus minus of maybe a little right around. They were right around 26. They were plus 26. Right now they're like minus 26. Kind of give you an idea, like the Atlanta Braves, they have the best record in the National League. They're plus 170.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Phillies plus 43. The Los Angeles Dodgers, looking at the Dodgers, they're plus 128. San Francisco Giants plus 23, and again they're kind of floating around, but they've gotten, they've surged past the Diamondbacks. They were chasing the Diamondbacks for most of the season. You look at some of the other teams that are out there, like in the AL East, the Baltimore Orioles plus 62, Tampa Bay Rays plus 145, Toronto Blue Jays plus 53, Boston Red Sox, even the New York Yankees, which they're just a couple games above 500. And you speaking about divisions, that American League East, that is a murder's row. Everybody in that division is like, they're on the positive side of the plus minus thing as far as wins losses, but they're plus 4.
So with the big start of the the Diamondbacks this season, Corbin Carroll obviously was a big part of that. You think he's still the favorite for Rookie of the Year for the National League? He's
starting to fall back. I don't know. He's starting to fall back. I would love to see him win it. Maybe he might be able to hold on, but it's an individual stat. That's an individual award, obviously, and it depends on his performance. And he's fallen back. He's struggled lately. If he continues to struggle like this going into September through the remainder of August into September, he will not win Rookie of the Year. He just won't.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, because Cincinnati has a couple of potential rookies of the year that they're still playing well too. McClain and De La Cruz, but. I don't know. I think right now it's Carroll's to lose. Like you said, if he continues on the slide, I think they just don't have a choice but to go with one of the Reds rookies. But I still think that at this point of where we are, that Carroll will probably be the favorite for.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for him. But going back to like just the team overall, that's an individual thing. The team overall, the reason why I think that they're going to continue to get worse and worse, it could get pretty bloody. We, in August and going to September, just take a look at their schedule. The remaining schedule is murderous. They got San Diego Padres. At the San Diego Padres, they play the Texas Rangers for 2 games. Then they got the Cincinnati Reds for 4 games. They got the Los Angeles Dodgers for 3, and that ends August. But guess what comes September? Right off the bat, Baltimore Orioles for 3 games.
Ooh.
Then they got the Colorado Rockies. It's a little bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, a little breather.
The Cubs are playing a little over 500 baseball, or they're about 4 games over 500, so that's not going to be easy.
No.
And then they got the Mets. Then they have the Cubs again. Then the Giants, San Francisco Giants, which they've had their number this season. And then they play the New York Yankees, and they go to New York. They play the Yankees and the Sox, which are a little bit under 500. Well, they're very much so under 500. The Shy Sox. But they finished the season against the Houston Astros for 2 games. So they're going to really struggle because the remainder of this schedule is brutal.
Yeah, that is very brutal. Man.
It kind of leaves you speechless, doesn't it?
Yeah, who put that together?
Yeah. Well, whoever did, they weren't looking out for the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's going to be a rough patch for them. But I think next season, I think they're positioned to do much better, maybe finish stronger next season and the season after that. I'm looking probably at a couple seasons down the road for them to be a legitimate contender, but I just didn't think that they're quite ready, and it's starting to show.
Sure, completely.
All right. That concludes that segment. Coming up next, we're going to say the quiet part out loud about Kyler Murray. That's right. You'll get it right here on the Crossover 1060 KDUS Radio. Don't go anywhere.